Make it darker. Yeah. You are so very welcome. All right, everybody, let's give them another clap.
There's a famous quote that says, the chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they're too strong to be broken. And there was a time in my life where I had some pretty bad habits or pretty strong bad habits. And it wasn't until I was introduced, my name's Ramses Siddhartha Del Rio. And it wasn't until I was introduced to this book named Siddhartha after my middle name. Well, my middle name is from that story. And my friend insisted I would read this book because my middle name was Siddhartha, and I'm not one who reads, so I kind of put it off, but he insisted enough where I eventually did read it. And I'm glad I did because it helped me shape, influence three things, which was it helped me with my purpose, it helped me on indulgence and feeling attachment. And the way that the first thing, which is purpose, the way it ended up bringing that to my attention was in the book. He's about this prince, and he's really like not feeling this life of being a prince. So he ends up like letting it all go and finding his own way. And when he went to go find his own way, he had no clue what he was going to do. And I kind of felt like I was like there at the time. I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. But the bad habit that I realized was when I saw how the prince was pursuing this with a lot more purpose than I was. I was like someone on a raft, just in the middle of the ocean, letting the currents kind of guide their direction when I needed to be like busting out my paddles, giving my own direction. And the second thing that the book showed me was indulgence. There's this part where he becomes a merchant, and he kind of indulges too much on wine and lust and money, and like expecting outside sources to kind of like fulfill his happiness. And I feel like I probably was doing the same thing at the time, and the book kind of helped me kind of not, look for those outside sources as to fulfill my happiness, and kind of look within to fulfill that, to find that happiness. And the last thing I want to tell you about was feeling attachment. The book kind of pointed out how I might have like attached to unwanted feelings, like for example, let's say anger or resentment, and I would like attach myself to these feelings of anger and resentment. Let's say I felt disrespected, and the book kind of showed me that I didn't need to carry those feelings with me, that I can let those things go. And, like that I was attaching myself, I was putting these chains on myself by holding on to them. So, in conclusion, I showed you how these feelings, these bad habits I had, of wrongful pursuit of purpose and feeling attachment, and what was the one? Indulgence. And how this book, and I would like to thank you for letting me share with you how this book helped me chip away at those chains and to break them off. Thank you.
Wait 1 second. Let's do the second main point again. Will you do the second main point one more time? The indulgence one?
Okay.
And don't use the word kinda.
Okay.
We put kinda and the word kinda and the word just in front of words that what it communicates to us is that this lack of concreteness, be solid in knowing that that's what it did.
Okay.
Oftentimes we'll put kinda or just in front of something so that we don't have to feel like too connected to it. It usually happens with emotional things, or if we don't want to show specific aspects of our personality that may make us seem either like, oh, that maybe I'm too sensitive and I don't want to show that. Maybe that I was, that I don't want to pat myself on the back or show something great that I did. So we'll use, well, I kind of succeeded at it. It's right in those ways to make ourselves a little bit less. But in the case of communicating in this platform, it's helpful for us to drop those words and simply be concrete with them. And it not only builds your credibility, but it also creates a smooth flow. So be aware of the word, and let's try it one more time. So if you go into that second main point,
my second main point was this part about indulgence. There's this part in this book where he becomes a merchant and indulges in wine, money, and lust. And he showed in the book what happens when you look for those outside sources to fulfill happiness. And I was doing the same thing at the time. And I was reading that book. I realized I needed to let go of depending on those outside sources to fulfill that happiness and start looking within to fulfill my happiness.
What?